That's right. We're reading about them, talking about them right here on the station, Odenigbo 99.1 FM. This Friday morning, still part of the conversation, we'll be talking about education matters. We would have had this conversation about 2 days ago, but because of circumstances beyond our control. But you know what they say, better late than never. So we're going to be talking about bridging the gap in educational attainment, a homegrown solution by the League of Anambra Professionals. Bridging the gap in educational attainment, a homegrown solution by the League of Anambra Professionals. Well, it's common knowledge that education remains the cornerstone of national development, personal empowerment, and social transformation. It is the single most powerful tool for breaking cycles of poverty, fostering innovation, and building resilient communities. Yet, in Nigeria, access to quality education is far from universal. Despite constitutional guarantees and policy commitments, Nigeria's education system faces daunting challenges. As of 2025, the country records a literacy rate of 62%, with over 20 million children out of school, primarily due to poverty, insecurity, and inadequate infrastructure. The child dropout rate at primary level is estimated at 15%. However, the dropout rate increases significantly after primary school, with over 40% not proceeding to secondary education, while tertiary education enrollment rate is roughly 9%. In Anambra State, the picture is comparatively brighter, but not without its shadows. The state boasts one of the highest literacy rates in Nigeria, which is around 75%, lowest number of out-of-school children with a strong gender parity and regional coverage, and has produced some of the country's brightest minds. However, access to tertiary education and other levels of education remains limited. The consequences of those gaps are profound. Educational inequality fuels unemployment, stifles innovation, and perpetuates socioeconomic divides. It also undermines the state's ability to compete in a knowledge-driven global economy. Without urgent and inclusive interventions, the promise of education as a leveler and liberator remains unfulfilled. And this is where the League of Anambra Professionals, LAP, comes in. League of Anambra Professionals, or LAP for short, recently launched a strategic initiative to bridge the gap in educational attainment through targeted scholarships, mentorship, and systemic reforms. And so, in today's discussion segment, we get to find out how the various aspects of this initiative can truly help in bridging the educational gap for citizens of Anambra for a prosperous state. How will this plan work? What inspired it? And how does it fit into Anambra's broader vision for human capital development? My name is Njideka, Favor Gilbert, co-anchor, and of course our analyst Nelson Wayne is also here. To shed more light on this important initiative is our guest, Kasie Abone, who is the Assistant Publicity Secretary, League of Anambra Professionals. Good morning, Kasie. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Right. And of course, let's begin from what is most important, because we need to understand what LAP is all about. You know, the professionals, we can find them because it creates the impression of a group of professionals doing something, you know, quite important. So let's get to understand what a LAP is all about.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, listeners. My name is Kasie Abone, like she introduced me. I am the Assistant Publicity Secretary, League of Anambra Professionals. Yes, League of Anambra Professionals is a non-political, non-religious, and non-profit organization that is made up of a successful and the public-spirited in the Anambra. Successful, public-spirited in the Anambra across all professions, be it the media, where we are in now, be it law, business, medicine, ICT, public service, name it. So long as you are successful, so long as you're public spirited, so long as you have the love for homeland. Because what brought us together is love for homeland. That is one singular factor that brought all of us together. To give back to our society, to support the state government, to enable the growth and development of our state, to make it a livable place for us. So the aspiration of all Anambra persons is to ensure that Anambra State is top-notch in all development sphere. And one of the ways you do that is through education. So what we do is to enable integrity, to promote integrity, social responsibility, excellence, and all that. So these are some of the things that League of Anambra Professionals do. So we are
okay.
All right. What we do is to give. So we brought like minds together, to be able to support with whatever they have. If it is your finances, it's your resources, it's your intellectual ability, whatever you have that you can give to make Anambra State a more prosperous, more progressive society, you are welcome. And it is open for everybody, including you.
Right. Right.
The only qualification is that you must be in Anambra to belong to us.
To belong to you.
Yes, and you also have to have that love. Because you're not coming there to collect. Nobody's going to give you anything. You're going to bring, to be part of that pool, so that we have enough to give to Anambra State. So we support Anambra in every way. You understand? So that's what we do.
So I'm not from Anambra, so I'm automatically disqualified.
So sorry about that. Listen.
All right. Let's look at one of the initiatives you actually focused in, which is education, because you said you cut across different fields in terms of intervention. But you have something going on now, which is Future Forward Scholarship program. Let's talk about it.
Okay. In your introductory speech, you mentioned the importance of education.
Right.
Right. And then you see that there's no society that grows, without education. Okay. So, this Future Forward program is something that is at the heart of LAP. Okay. So what the program is a scholarship scheme, but it's completely different from every other scholarship you've had in the past. All right. So what we intend to achieve using, of course, the reason it is called Future Forward is intentional. Giving it that branding is intentional. The reason is that we want to give the indigent Anambra people the wings to fly. Okay. We want to enable them to achieve their dreams. Okay. So there are some of us who are endowed, but there are some who are not. But amongst those people, when God created humans, it doesn't say, okay, I'm going to give you more intelligence because you are wealthy. Okay. So, but we have amongst us some of our brothers and sisters, some of our children who are pretty intelligent and very creative minded, but if without intervention, they end up on the streets.
Right.
And all those endowments by God will not be deployed into, helping Anambra State to achieve what they ought to achieve through them. So we identify that, and then we now come up with this Future Forward scholarship. And then we now say through this program that we are going to support those young, indigent, brilliant Anambra youths who have sat for JAMB and passed, okay, but not able to afford the school fees. All right. So we're going to hold them by the hand and send them to school.
Right.
Besides paying their school fees, giving all the other enablements, we're also going to make sure that they don't just go to school and come out and then begin to look around and all that. We are going to ensure that from the very first day we grab their hands, we hold their hands, we're going to see them through life. Okay, so this is what makes this one completely different. All right, we're going to take them from where we picked them through school, through life. All right.
Does that also mean giving them job, or when you say take them through life?
Sort of. Even if we don't give you job, we will enable you to get that job. One, we're going to give you the kind of exposure you never had before. Okay. Now, through mentorship, through internship, like I told you, Anambra people, of course, I'm sorry to say, you might not, you're not from Anambra, but we are proud to say that when you talk about the most successful people in individual successes in Nigeria as a whole, maybe even Black Africa, you talk about the Anambra. Okay, so, and they are all over the world. Okay, even though this association was formed in Lagos, but we are across the world. So there are members who are everywhere. So there are some who are overseas, who are members of LAB. There are some who are in Lagos. And like I did say earlier, we are across all spheres of life. Okay? So we are looking at those people, all of us, that are buying into this, that they are going to use what God has blessed them with, their businesses, their international connections and everything, to empower these youths. So that they, beside playing locally, all right, that their knowledge is local, but they're also going to get international exposure, such that they will, there are a lot of opportunities out there globally, beyond Nigeria. Beyond Nigeria, so, all over the hall. You understand me? But you and I know that across these shores, there are also a lot of opportunities that one can fit into. But then you need to have the knowledge, the expertise, the information for you to be able to now identify job openings and then apply for it. Besides, yes, some of us are into big time businesses, manufacturers and all that, into publicity, all manner of things. So we don't want to look at a situation whereby you say, oh, this is a LAB graduate, LAB future forward graduate, and is working the street looking for jobs. So you're going to be enabled with skills, all right, so that you can, even on graduation, even if you don't get a paid job, you can also be self-employed
or even mentored if you need mentoring.
That is part of the program.
Right.
Do you understand me? Right. Mentorship is a key factor in the scholarship scheme. So we're not just saying, oh, you cannot afford school fees. We're paying your school fees.
So I think basically it's about members of the league bringing all their skills to help students in Anambra State. All right. So in case of anybody's listening, because you've talked about successful students, right? I want to ask, what is successful? You pass JAMB, you pass WAEC. Are we looking at a particular score here, result here? Is it about scoring over 300 in JAMB before you qualify? Is it about scoring maybe 5 credits in any subject or getting A's in all subjects? How can a student qualify? What kind of results is the league looking at?
Okay, what we are looking at is that, we're not the ones that are going to give you the admission, right?
Right.
That LAB won't give you admission. So if you're successful, if you sat for JAMB, and then we said those who are entering first year, so meaning that the school must have considered the JAMB, for instance, must have considered your score good enough for you to gain admission into higher institution. All right. So we're not going to get admission for you. We won't do that.
Right.
You write JAMB yourself. Get the required score for the particular course you want to study. All right? Because, cutoff marks differ. There are some people that will get 150 in a certain university and they qualify for a certain course. All right. There are some that will get 300 on certain courses, still are not qualified to be admitted on certain courses, right? So, but what we are saying is, no matter the course of study, you must have scored the required JAMB cutoff mark, secured admission, and then that's where we come in.
So, League of Anambra Professionals does not have its own benchmark.
No.
All right.
It is the JAMB.
Right.
And the school.
Right.
We don't have a university of our own. Maybe tomorrow we are going to do that. So then we cannot have a benchmark. So the benchmark is JAMB and the university.
Right.
All right. They are the ones that are going to give the benchmark. As is, did you succeed? Did you get the right benchmark? Did you secure admission? If yes, I am sure by now, whoever that is going to year one must have gotten admission. You understand? Admissions are some universities, they've even resuming.
Right.
Okay. So if you've secured your admission, okay, and you can, some of them, maybe they're still at home, they've gotten admission and they don't know what to do. So this is an opportunity we're offering them. All right. Apply. Okay. That dream must come to pass. We are going to give you that wing. You're going to fly. But ours is also not just anybody who said that we want to go to university. All right. We are particular about you being passionate about what you do, being able to learn. Do you understand me? The era where you just go to school and copy and paste and come out and graduate. That's not the kind of people we are looking at. Because a lab will drill you. We will train you. We will make sure that if you say you're a graduate, you're a graduate. The kind of exposure you're going to give you will be completely different from the type that you get from, just going through the 4 walls of the university. All right. In addition to that training you're getting in the university, there's going to be a huge enablement that will be provided by lab that will now sharpen that lab graduates. Do you understand me? To be different from the other regular graduates. And then you also be one that will have passion for home, for your homeland. Okay? When we give you wings to fly, we are not saying go and fly away. We are saying achieve, 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 and then come back and give back to Anambra State. All right? So if we train one graduate, we are also expecting that one graduate will also be able to impact the life of another person. And that's why we don't intend to waste our resources.
Right.
So we want to make sure that whatever penny we spend on you, that penny will count. All right? Because we are looking at innovators. We are looking at people who are creative. We are looking at people who will come back and see the man who gave us Facebook, WhatsApp and all that. You understand me? We have them in Anambra State. You understand me? We have the smartest children in Anambra State. And the moment you give them the opportunity, you see that they'll fly. And that's why they succeed in everything they do.
Right. We have been speaking with Kasie Abone, Assistant Publicity Secretary, League of Anambra Professionals, LAB, full short. Is an association that is doing something different in the education sector. As far as education is concerned, they matter. And she had been trying to tell us what this group is all about, and of course the recent initiative they're embarking on. And so if you're very much interested in education and you have love for education, but you don't know how to proceed, or you know somebody who is having it not too good at that level, this is the time for you to also reach out, ask questions, because they are offering scholarships. And so you can ask questions as to how you fit into the whole plan by the League of Anambra State Professionals. 08068782781. Anambra, this is your chance. Ask question. If you have a word that wants to proceed to a tertiary institution, perhaps this is the other opportunity you can get.
All right. Good morning, Ma.
Good morning.
This is quite insightful. This is very interesting. It's new in the block when it comes to education. And this is the kind of things we are looking forward to project the system of our education, because for a very long time we've been seeing some lapses in the system of education, in the sense that people go through school, but what is expected of the school to impact in them, it's not really seen after their time of education in the university system. But having the professionals in Anambra State come together to form this union, it's actually very beautiful, and I must commend them for this. So,
thank you very much.
You're welcome. But my question is based on the requirements. You've highlighted that LAP does not have a university, and they are not the ones that say, okay, this is our cutoff mark. But I believe LAP will have a requirement, because you've said that it's for the indigent and Anambrarians, that those are the ones you are, focusing on this particular scholarship scheme. So what are the requirements? What are the indices? What's the indices you will use to measure who is qualified for this scholarship? Because not everybody that applied will definitely get.
That's right.
Yeah. So what are the indices to measure who is qualified for this scholarship?
Okay. Before I answer your question, there's something I need to bring in. This scholarship scheme is hybrid. Okay. Now, this one is being offered by LAP as a group. Then we also have another version of it but this is what is kicking off now. But there is also opportunity for Anambra who maybe want to give scholarships to their indigents, like their town. Do you understand me? For instance, I'm from Abagana. If Onya Abagana wants to give scholarship to Abagana people, the requirements won't be the same thing as the one that LAP is giving. So that one is, you bring in your money, tell us how many people you want to send to school, and then we'll help you with our structure. We'll help you do that for your community. That one is community specific tied. All right. But this particular one by LAP is completely different. Yes, it's not everybody that will get the
scholarship.
The scholarships. Yes, we have our requirements. First and foremost, that child must be indigent. We must establish the person's indigent status. Because reality is that this is a merit-based scholarship. It's not because you know Kasie and then tell Kasie, please, can you help me get my son and my daughter? And people are used to that. So that is not going to happen. So every single individual that is admitted will be based on merit. First, you must establish your indigent status. 2, you must have WAEC and JAMB performance. It's going to be excellent results. Like you asked me now, I said, okay, your WAEC excellent result we can determine. All right, we can see that. The one somebody that has straight A's, not in Expo, but not with straight A's, you cannot defend. So when you bring down your A's and all that, there's going to be a screening process whereby we'll now know, okay, because we don't want a situation where we send somebody to school and that person will this lab. They copy read and you have to run the copy. So you must pass your WAEC with Uboroge and then pass JAMB. All right, you have excellent results. Then there's going to be a testimonial of good behavior from the secondary school where you attended. And then there's also going to be an evidence of extramural curricular activities that you participated while in school. Opening with skill or not with something you can do on your own. Do you understand me? That will be an advantage. Then also there's going to be a letter from the relevant traditional rulers or the PG to establish indeed that neighbor Anambra. Okay? So we have to have these letters. I'll say your town of origin, ABC. Okay? Then there's also going to be a 1-page letter from the candidate. If you're a candidate that you applied, then we'll tell you to write us 1 page. In which case, we expect you to tell us about self, the course of study, why you want to study that, blah, blah, blah. And then we also want even a bit of you telling us how much you love Anambra State and what you're going to do with the scholarship. So you're going to write us a letter, okay? And you tell us why you want to be a LAP Future Forward scholar. Then there's also going to be a letter from your parents telling us about you. All right? So I want Nena Mabun before. Buy their own letter. You are even need. How nena bali your mother and your father. You know, because parents I will write this kind of thing are those who love their kids, who pray for their kids and all that. And not the type of children that will want to they get up in the morning, they will not say good morning to their mother and all that. Then tomorrow they want them to write a letter. You know, that kind of thing. So what we're trying to do is that we want to make sure that whoever we're going to give the scholarship will be responsible and well-rounded and all a well-rounded individual. Do you understand me? That has passion, that has a heart of gold. Because what is driving this is love. Okay? So we won't want to get somebody that candidate will even make married. All
right. So, sorry for cutting you short. I have another question.
Go ahead.
You know, some scholarship schemes. Once a students get that particular scholarship, there are some expectation from the students. So, if one qualifies for this scholarship and has been given the scholarship, how can the person retain it? Is there any rule that said if you don't get up to this particular CGPA, you are disqualified from the scholarship?
We don't have that for now. As I've just told you what the criteria we have. Maybe going forward we might do that but what is key here is that we are interested in students who are serious. Who are serious already, not who will be, who are serious with their academics. Okay? And anybody, because the qualification, we go through screening. If you qualify and you know that somebody is giving you a wing to fly, something ordinarily shouldn't have done, we don't expect you to go to the university and begin to joke. Are you getting me? Because if I have already done now, are you getting me? And there's some people pool these resources together to enable you to go to school. So we expect that when you get to school, you'll be very, very serious.
All right.
That's right.
Just to also ensure some level of sustainability. Okay, first of all, we commend your efforts and all that. Apart from the fact that some people put some resources together, you know, to send these people to school, I'm also thinking which other resource mobilization, which other area do you gather your funding? Because this is an association. Can we do this in 10 years? Can we do this in 20 years? What is the plan? You know, are you getting other probably foreign donors or individual donors that are stronger, you know, powerhouse stronger than your own, that can be of support to it, so that we can have a long-lasting situation here?
When you talk about powerhouse, I want to tell you that in the Anambra State alone are enough powerhouses. Are you getting me? If we want to do it, we're going to do it. But one thing I have to tell you here, the assurance I'm going to give you is that our president, Sir Nnamdi, you know, who is a pharmacist, this thing is at the core of his heart. In fact, if you see the way the man you know, you find out that LAP is not joking.
Right.
Do you understand me? Initially, we had a given number. You know, we pegged it at a certain number. But the man said, no. Leave this number. We are coming out strong. Okay?
Number in terms of what?
In terms of the number of people who wanted to
take it. Okay.
Initially.
Okay.
But the man said, no. We don't want this.
Right.
So, if it is possible, he wants to give every single soul of an indigent Anambra person who had gotten admission to go to school. Sustainability, that's at the heart of what we're doing. Do you understand me? You cannot start a program. LAB can't afford to do that. LAB cannot do it. When you talk about powerhouse, I told you we have that powerhouse. And then LAB has that reach. And that our past leaders and our current leaders and even some individual members of LAB are enough to power this thing till we raise poverty and indigency in our communities.
Right.
You understand me? Again, now talking about, yes, again, we have foreign collaborations. we have our people who are in overseas, who are working in different places. Do you understand me? Wherever, name it, they're there. So they are waiting. Some of them are even calling in to ask, how can we be of help? Where do we come in? Are you getting me? So the resources to sustain this till.
So you're confident about
very, 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 very confident about that.
All right. Just so that we can meet up with people who may be interested in this, because it's all about the candidate. Somebody may just be listening and waiting for how to apply, what is the process. But before then, you listed all of the criteria. But somewhere I cited the financial needs of the applicant. Is it for everybody, both financially endowed or not financially endowed, as long as they meet all the needs? Does it have to be students from poor backgrounds? I want you to clarify that. Then you can tell us the process of applying for the scholarship.
Okay. If you have the resources to send your child to school, why would you want to deny another person the opportunity?
No.
All right. So we're looking at those who cannot afford.
You didn't mention it when you were mentioning.
No, I said they're indigent. I was particular.
Okay, all right.
The first criteria is that you must be indigent.
Right.
All right. So if you can afford it, please don't bother.
Okay.
Because we'll find out.
Right. Let's talk about the process now.
Okay. We have a Google form that can be obtained through our website. We have been on social media. We have been jingles, which people are also helping us to put out there. Okay, so the website is www.leagueofanambraprofessionals.org. So if you go there, you'll access our Google form. Then you fill all the requirements there, and then submit. Then if you need information, further clarification, we have an email address, which is leagueofanambraprofessionals@gmail.com.
Right.
Good. So once you get in there,
www.leagueofanambraprofessionals.org.
That's right.
All right. Is it the first time you're offering the scholarship? That's the first time.
Yes.
Because I'd wanted to ask if you had done it in the time past, what has been the response, But this is the first time, and so that's okay. So let's look at other things required. In terms of awareness, I think the League is also trying to, disburse information to the lower cadre. What have you been doing in terms of reaching out to the people who really need it, the leaders of the grassroots? Is there any kind of collaboration so that they can trickle down that information to their wards who really need it?
What we try to do in terms of sending out the information out there is huge, it's massive. Besides deploying the social media, all print media, almost all of them, there could be one or two that have not written our stories. And print is now, everything is social. Okay? So our information is out there. Then we also reached out to churches. Okay? Some, all our members belong to some communities. So we are also using our WhatsApp platforms to send out information to our various communities and our various homes and all that. In addition to that, we're also collaborating with the President Generals, PGs of every town union through their chairman.
All right.
Then we're also collaborating with the president of Asatu Youths, So the man is also disseminating the information through all the youth groups in the communities. And we've also collaborating with the traditional rulers, okay, so that they will, with these PGs, youth readers and all that, the information is out there. Then we wrote to the Commissioner for Education. We sent a letter to her. So we also appeal to her that she can also help us, disseminate this information to the schools, so that even though the thing is not, the scholarship is not meant for the students, but you get that information is about sharing. All right. There are some people who, their sisters who are indigent in schools and all that, and they have a brother and sister that needs it. So these things, or even their graduates. Do you understand me? Those people who just sat for JAMB and all that, they have their data. So if this information gets to the schools, they will be able to now get the student and then pass on this information to them. And we're also using this platform to also talk to those, appeal to the people who have not sent out their information, the messages that we sent to them. I'm sure it has gotten to almost these people I mentioned. So please, if you're listening to us and we have not sent out this information to who and where they should get to, please, we're appealing to you to do so right away, because the deadline is end of October.
Right.
All right. Deadline is end of October. So, and if you're listening to us and you've not gotten it from any of your community leaders, please pick up your phone and ask questions. Okay. Call your PG, call your Igwe, call your youth leader and ask them questions. So the women wing and all that, please call your community leaders and then send this thing across to all the let it trickle down to the communities.
Right.
We wrote to the bishops too, the Catholic bishops and the Anglican bishops, so that they on their own also disseminate the information down to the churches. So through the community leaders, we don't have the Pentecostal churches and everybody. We reach them.
Right. It's really massive. And it's very interesting it's happening because you also have government trying to do its own intervention as far as education is concerned. But one would wonder, why would League of Anambra Professionals come in when government can, fill in the gap in terms of student loan and all that? But you say you guys have the wherewithal. So, you want Anambra to be educationally advantaged, basically. But let me ask you this, in terms of response, because you said you have reached out to all of these people, can you gauge the response? Are people applying?
That's right. Massive.
Right.
People are coming in. And if I must answer that question,
right.
I would like to take that.
Right.
People believe that government is for everybody. Do you understand me?
Right.
And then the state government is giving free education. I tried to find out the package and I found out it's just about school fees.
Right.
All right. So, but what we are doing is comprehensive. And like I said, we will hold your hand.
Right.
And give you something nobody has ever given you. Right? Right here in Nigeria and across the world. That's what we're doing.
Well, I wish I had that kind of opportunity because the picture you're painting looks really, really nice. In case you're interested, if you're listening to us and you don't have the means to attend a tertiary institution, the League of Anambra Professionals is here for you. And they say you can apply through www.leagueofanambraprofessionals.org. Just visit that website and other things will follow. And of course, just like Kasie said, it's being spearheaded by the president, pharmacist Nnamdi, who is also the CEO of Odenigbo FM. He's very particular about education. And I think we have to call it a wrap, right? Unless you want to add something else, just so that we can close up for now.
Well, I think the Indian Anambra comes on Igbo. I bunde lap na siunu na anya natagbuno. Anyị na-anata ụnọ ịgbasi ọkpa ike na site n'inyere ụmụ nwanne anyị aka na ụmụ anyị aka ndị enwere ike ịgụ akwụkwọ ka anyị nyelefe aka kapagba university. So if anyị na-ayị unu onye ọbụla na-ege anyị ntị, ọ bụ na onwe onye ịma ma ọ ngị nwa ka ọ metụta ma ọ nwe onye ịma na ọ metụta ma ọ nwe n'ụlọ ụka ịnọ ma n'obodo ịnọ ma n'otu ịnọ, biko nyere na anyị aka gbasa ozi a ka o lute onye ọbụla aka, so that onye ọbụla ga-enwe ohere equal opportunity inweta diselele dị na ịgụ akwụkwọ n'efu. Ọ bụrụ unu mee ya, unu niile ga-enye aka wee na-agbasa ozi a wee na-grow na-develop Anambra State anyị. Anyị jikwa opportunity na-asị gị, ọ bụrụ na ị bụ onye Anambra chọlụ nwelu the means ịzụ ụmụ nwanne gị mana ị mara otu e ga-esi wee mee ya, bịakwute ndị lab nwere the structure otu e ga-esi wee nyere gị aka ego ọbụla itinye na lab will be judiciously used maka na ndị lab abụrụ ndị agụụ awụ ndị na-enye daalụnụ maka ige anyị ntị.
All right. Is there any number they can reach you? Is there any number, or just visiting the website? Is there any number they can reach?
Okay. The website is okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yes.
Let's call it again. The website.
www.leagueofanambraprofessionals.org. Then email address is leagueofanambraprofessionals@gmail.com.
Right, very interesting. You have the opportunity, and Anambrans, there is no better time. You know what they say, education is a leveler. Don't be left out. We're in the 21st century. A lot of things can't be done without adequate education. So I want to appreciate the Assistant Publicity Secretary, League of Anambra Professionals, Kasie Abone, speaking to us about bridging the gap when it comes to educational attainment. Thank you, Kasie, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Right. That's a wrap as far as the Breakfast Diary is concerned today. I want to thank you for joining the program. We'll continue the conversation next time. Today, my name is Njideka. See you again.
And I am Favor Gilbert. Thank you for listening.
Yes.